Hey Pirates, Mr. Salzman here, and I'm going to talk a little about how to do a database search. When you're done watching this video, you should know how to do a database search, how to access Explora, and also how to put in search terms. You also should know a little bit about how to refine that, and then what you can do to get access to the articles and also some of the things that features that it has inside the database. So to get to our databases, we're going to scroll down your Clever page and go to Library Resources, and there's one that's called EBSCO. I'm going to click on that and open that up. And EBSCO is a provider of databases. Each of these is a database with different topics, but we're going to choose this one here called Explora Secondary Schools, which is a really nice interface for the kind of search that we're going to do. Now, I mentioned that you don't get as many results as when you do a database search. And I have to tell you that when I did History of Chopsticks, I did not get any returns that were that useful. So I'm going to do a different topic for this search, which will be the Terracotta Army. I started typing in Terracotta Army comes up. I'm going to select that, and it's going to do the search magic for me. So here's my results. There's 337 articles that are in this database on the Terracotta Army. But before we look at them, I want to show you a couple things. First of all, if you remember from my previous video, I said it's hard to get an overview on a topic in a database. Well, in Explorer, it's a little bit different. They do have topic overviews, and this would be where you'd want to start. If you don't know a lot about the Terracotta Army, this first article with this light bulb would be one that would be like your access point to get some good background information. On the left-hand side are ways to refine your results. One of the most important things is to make sure you have full text checked. Another thing you can do, if you wanted for some reason to have more recent articles, we can take this slider and move it up towards till we get to a more recent date, but I'm just going to leave it there because I don't care. You can choose the source, and really the ones we're going to care about are probably magazines, news, encyclopedias, but you can keep the other ones in there as well. And maybe the most important one that I think you should look at is the reading level, which is listed as Lexile range. Now, you can choose where you want to start. I'm going to put up a Lexile range grade level equivalent chart so you can look at that, and you'll see that probably you may want to start in the 700s or you may start in the 900s. There's only 5 articles in this range, but let's see what we get. Let's click on that, 701 to 900. And instead of 337, we have, I guess it shows 4 articles. And here they are. And we could access them. If for some reason we want to change it to a different Lexile, all we have to do is click on this blue X up here, and that limiter goes away. And again, we see all 337. So you can choose which one. I think for this one, I'm going to choose 900, 1100 and see how that goes. So let's look at some articles and then see what you can do. So here's one. I just grabbed it called Guardians of the Tomb. It tells me the author's name, where it comes from, National Geographic for Kids, 2009. I'm going to click on that article. And up comes the text. Now, if I want to, I can change the language of that text if that's helpful. I can also listen to it, have it read to me in one of 3 accents if I'd like. I think the American's just fine. And there's the entire article. It doesn't show the photos. That's actually one of the sad things about these. I don't see photos in this one. On the right-hand side are some tools that are super helpful. Let's say you want to use this article, but you want to keep it for later. You can add it to your Google Drive. You can also add it to a folder. If you do that, you're going to want to sign in. So I'll just show you that really quickly. The sign in is up at the top, and you're going to use Google to sign in. And what that will do is create a connection between your database and you so that when you log in, you can actually see the information that you've saved from last time. So because I was doing a video earlier, I had pulled a couple articles, and they're in my folder already because I've signed in. They're still there, and we can look at them. Once I go into an article, another tool that you have is the ability to email it to yourself, or you can save it to your computer, or, and this one's really awesome, you can get a citation to put in your Works Cited page. You don't need to know this, but there's a lot of different formats for citing sources. The common one for the kind of research you're doing is MLA, but you could choose any of these and they would be really great. Again, the citation is very helpful. And let's see, you can also create notes if you're signed in that go with the account. So if you want to write yourself a note about this article or something you learned, you could do that as well. And the permalink, I think, gives you a link that gets you back into there from outside the database. So that's a database. I hope that you have learned a little bit about the search and the limiters. Again, we started our search by going to Explora. and then putting our search term into the search bar. I use terracotta soldiers. Oops, sorry if you can spell it. Army, I'm sorry. Do the search. We use the left-hand side to limit our results to be more helpful, more recent, or by reading levels. And then once we went to articles, we use the tools on the right-hand side to make sure that we could use those articles either by saving them to our Google Drive or by emailing them to ourselves or getting the citation. Well, hopefully you learned a few things about a database. I hope that you will really give it a try and see if you can find some information. I think you'll see it's very different than visiting websites. I wish you the best of luck. Go Pirates. Thank you.